The Stalking Monster, written by TRESSA GRAVES. They were one now, living life through each other. He was part of her life and did everything possible to remind her of just that, each and every day. She remained unharmed, only because he allowed it. He controlled her safety and freedom, and proved it in having snatched her away. As Michelle wiped her wet hair from her face, she heard the advice of the police and others run through her mind. The advice given in the early stages seemed incredibly pointless at this time, even more so now. The advice came across as obnoxious, but now, as she sat where she did, it was even harder to think about. Block him, Michelle. Ignore him. He will get bored and leave you alone. Michelle busted into tears as those words echoed through her head so loud she got a headache. She put her hand over her ears and began screaming as she hit the sides of her head. It wasn't until Rod Hunter began sending pictures of her throat slashed that the authorities finally took her seriously.
All right, welcome everyone to another Dark Hours radio podcast. I'm Stephen Roberts, the producer, and I have Tressa Graves and Sam Hamilton. Tressa,
and Miko,
the Queen of Darkness, and the Miko. Yes, Miko. What do they call that? Photo bombing now? Is he video bombing you?
Yeah, and he's biting me. Ow.
Yeah, photobomb.
Photobomb. Yeah. What's going on today, guys? How you doing?
Well, nothing $1 million wouldn't fix.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm excited because I got Miko, stop it.
You got a kitty that's attacking you.
Yeah.
I knew he was going to start. I'm excited because I got up my Amazon page, got all my book trailers up there for the Stalking Monster. And I released it yesterday. I'll do a lot of advertising on it tomorrow. But it's inspired by actual events.
Inspired by.
It's my first story in over 2 years to be released. I never thought I'd be releasing a story like this for my, I've always done horror and stuff, and now
Fiction.
Yeah, fiction. So I've kind of crossed over. I've always wanted to cross over and do true crime. So with this story, I'm crossing over into the psychological thriller. True crime
and again,
type.
It's still fiction. The non-fictional story is yet to be released because the ending has yet to happen.
Which will be the Stalking of Tressa Graves, the Monster of Melbourne. That'll be based off the actual stalking that I've been dealing with for 2 years now.
Yep.
But this is a story inspired by actual events.
It's going to be the Monster of Melbourne or the Monsters of Melbourne?
The Monster of Melbourne, and we will put the other monsters in it as we go, but I'm just going to keep it the Monster of Melbourne because I just want to focus on one monster in it, but I'll be bringing out the others as well. And this story coming out, it's going to have screenshots, it's going to have, because what people don't understand is when they go publicly and they attack me and put up all kinds of stuff, that's public domain. I have screenshots of all that, and it's going in the book, so I can document everything. So it's pretty cool the way I'm going to have all my documentation set now after all this is said and done.
Going into libel suits too, right?
Oh yeah, very. And I was just telling him about that. The slander and everything that's going on still. Which my fan base, friends and everything, they know what it's all about. They know it's lies. But it's just the fact that still, still dealing with it. So to get stuff off my chest, I ended up doing a story inspired by actual events. Everyone knows I'm in counseling. That's no secret. Everyone knows I'm working with the police and the FBI. I'm really not working with police as much as I am the FBI now because it's a federal crime. He just bit the hell out of me, Joe.
Yeah, he's all worked up right now.
So, yeah, it's a federal crime to do what's being done to me. So I'm in counseling. When I talked to my counselor, I told her about the story I was doing. She says, yeah, it's good therapy. Do it. And it's really cool because the character in the story, her name's Michelle Teague.
Oh, and to give clarification, the fictional account inspired by, the title of that is The Stalking Monster.
Right.
Not
Right.
The Monster of Melbourne. The Stalking Monster, yes.
Like there's a difference.
So this has nothing to do with the actual true crime story coming out. It's inspired by things that have happened. So we'll clear that up right now.
Right.
There's a lot of stuff in it that is inspired.
There are some things in the story that are true to life in terms of places, things, locations.
Wording.
Yes, I mean, there are some things true to life, but it is a fictional account inspired by, and it's messed up.
Can you see? Can you see a series of books coming out of this Stalking Monster thing?
Oh my God!
Well,
I'm so glad you mentioned that, Stephen.
We've been talking about it.
Actually, I'll let Sam tell you because I get my words mixed up between prologue and prequel.
We're going to kind of do like the Hannibal Lecter thing, do a prequel, and then some additional work. It's going to be...
So there's going to be a prequel coming out after, coming out next on the Stalking Monster. So yeah, there's going to be a few different stories coming out. What led up to what happened to Michelle Teague. And so yeah, it's going to be really, really interesting. And I really enjoyed doing this. It was hard sometimes to write it. I laughed, I cried, I had anxiety attacks, but it was something that helped me get through a lot of stuff that I've been going through.
And it's been previewed by others who are real close by personally. And there was one gentleman that read it, and he said he actually broke down. No spoiler alerts here, but he broke down at the end.
He cried.
He cried when he read the ending. And so, because he's part and parcel, he's actually been to, like you said, some of these locations in the story are real. Yeah. He's been to these locations, and it made it very real for him to the point where when he got to the end, he broke down and started crying.
It hit home.
And, what's that?
It hit home, didn't it?
Yeah, it hit home real hard for him. And so it's an interesting story. There's some pretty messed up ideas or thoughts in it,
but like I said, you can't make
the shit up.
You can't make it up.
Sorry.
What I put in it.
Can't make this stuff up.
Right.
You can't make up what I put in it.
Yeah.
I was telling him, and I've told you, Stephen, I told Philly, I told JJ that, in order for me to make up a character as demented and sick as this character is in this book, it would take me a lot to sit down and be able to do that.
Well, it'd take Hollywood a while to do that too.
Yeah, well, and that's why real life is more scarier than fiction, and that's what the Stalking Monster deals with, is a lot of, I will tell you, inspired by actual events. Rod Hunter, the things that he does in this, I will say is real. Okay? So we say inspired by actual events. That part of it is real.
Right.
So, I will say that.
Well, and we don't want to come across as doing, verbal gymnastics here, dancing around stuff. It's just a matter of, we don't want to do any spoiler alerts, of course. But, also too, again, it is a fictional account, but certain things that we know for fact do occur in life in general. So it's not pointing fingers at any monster. But more than likely, some of this stuff is the real deal.
And people will find that out. I've already got ideas for other stories coming up with the stalking monster, maybe releasing a little bit of real in the prequel.
Do you think, I'm being facetious here, but do you think something might accidentally slip out that the stalking monster is someone in particular?
Oh my God. There's already
accidentally slip out though, right?
There's already someone claiming that this is them, and I'm like, oh my God, you want to claim this is you? Okay.
We'll make you famous too.
Yeah. So,
Stephen, have you seen the movie The Help?
No, I don't think so. No.
The movie The Help was about, I don't know, 6-7 years ago. And it was based on a book written. And, you know, it's implied certain events took place. And it's kind of like, you know, and it went to movie. And it's like, well, if you want to claim that this was you.
So be it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I haven't said this is anyone. I haven't come out and done anything. It's fictitious. It's based off. It's inspired by actual events.
But it is a work of fiction.
It is a work of fiction.
But yet somebody wants to lay claim to it. Okay.
So, but I was talking to Sam. I'll say this. It's not really a spoiler. The character in it, Michelle Teague, is a combination of Dolly Parton and me, because Michelle Teague is a singer. Yeah, she's a singer.
Yeah.
It's a combination. And Dolly's dealt with her own stalkers and being where I was, you know, down and out and just wanted to end everything because you're scared. And Dolly's been through that. I've been through that. So I took Dolly Parton and myself, and I made those two characters into Michelle Teague. And
we have some inside knowledge on some of the stuff that Dolly went through because we've talked with one of Dolly's bodyguards back at the time.
Yeah.
And her new book that came out, you know, she says everything in the new book, how, you know, she wanted to kill herself. She wanted to shoot herself over so many death threats and stuff that was coming in on her. So with her new book coming out, JJ bought me the book because he knew it would help me with the stuff I was going through. So yeah, with her new book coming out, it's no secret I'm a Dolly Parton fan, you know. And
Dolly Parton freak.
I'm a Dolly Parton freak. And so it's no big secret about that. So yeah, it's a combination of Dolly Parton and TRESSA GRAVES put into one. You know, the whole singer part, because Michelle Teague is a singer and she had to pack up shop and go into hiding because this guy was threatening her, you know. And then I put some of this stuff, some of the emails I had gotten into some of this of what would happen to me if I didn't quit writing books and stuff. And so that's where it's inspired by actual events. So I'm really excited that it's out. I got all the book trailers up on Amazon, Goodreads. Oh my God. Stephen, we went through this before. All of the sites that I'm on, you know, there's just so many dimensions. I mean, if you Google TRESSA GRAVES, you're going to see, you know, all the stuff that pops up. So it's pretty cool. I'm really, really excited about it. And having a prequel. Did I say that right?
Prequel. Yes, you said that right.
He always picks on me, singer, hanger, and I just have this Southern thing where I can't pronounce words right. I don't guess. So.
Stephen, say singer.
Singer.
Right, not singer.
Not singer.
Right, true.
I say singer, I say hanger, I say
far.
Far, you know. It's a Southern thing. So, and
it is.
It's weird because when I say something, I say something instead of something.
And she's always wrecking and fixing, fixing and
I'm always
wrecking.
wrecking and fixing. I say, well, I reckon I'm going to go fix something to eat, or I'm fixing
to go somewhere. I reckon I'll do this or do that.
Fixing to reckon?
I reckon. So not only do I have the Stalking Monster coming out, the next story coming out is called Blackwaters.
The Blackwater of Casadega.
The Blackwater of Casadega. And that's the one that he's
I'm working on editing it
right now. And he goes through all my stories to read them and edit them. And
let's just say with this one here, I'm struggling.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
he's mean.
And Stephen, I don't know what you grew up in Michigan, I do believe. And I don't know if you went through this as well, but up in Wisconsin, in the 70s, when I grew up going to high school, late 70s, early 80s, back in the day, the number of Indian reservations in Wisconsin, it was fashionable for people to lay claim to having Indian heritage.
Oh, certainly. Certainly. I mean, that's when a lot of the policy started changing. People started getting free college, tax breaks and stuff like that. And
yeah, and I was on the school bus, and I even heard it in public here in Knoxville, not last year, maybe the year before, where someone laying claim to Indian heritage, Native American Indian heritage, where they could claim such and that they would get money from the government.
That has nothing to do with my
right. It has, but anyways, it sets the premise. But if you have to, put a percentage on what heritage you have, it's like, give it up. I mean,
this has to do.
Right.
No, if you're 164th Indian, if you're 164th Cherokee, you ain't nothing.
That's right. You're a white man.
My paternal grandmother was 100% German. Okay, so that would make me 1/4% German.
That makes you an enemy.
I never speak of being German. Hamilton the surname Hamilton is from Scottish heritage.
I'm falling asleep.
Whatever.
Can we get back
it sets the premise for the story because it's all Indian stuff.
It's not all Indian.
Well,
for all of you Floridians out there, it has Osceola in it, and that's where he
and it's
comes
just
in at.
And just
which is really
dealing
cool.
with I have nothing against Native Americans, so on and so forth, but it's just having that, experience from the 70s, people claiming heritage. I mean, at the risk of going political, the whole Elizabeth Warren thing.
You're giving Tums.
I'm going to need Tums. I need Tums after dealing with... But
so anyways, is not one of his favorite stories.
It's not a favorite story of mine to go through and edit. But I'm almost done. I'm like a paragraph and a half from the end.
Right.
So.
Right.
So that's the next story coming out, the Blackwater of Casadega, and then we've got Oz Satan that will be coming out next, and that's
based on me.
And that's one that he likes a lot. Stephen likes the story a lot. Well, I think you've read some of it. I know Philly, when he read it, he called me and he said, "You nailed it with this."
I haven't read any of that one yet.
You haven't read that one
yet? No, I don't think you sent any of that one to me.
Yeah, I'll be sending that one.
It's supposedly based on me.
Yeah.
I can't believe you said that. We're not cutting this out. Well,
Stephen, I made the mistake.
I think you should just shut up now.
Telling
He's
her,
gonna shut up.
I told her something that I had not to. Something that was totally fictitious.
Don't say what it was.
No, I'm not going to. But something totally fictitious.
And I ran with it.
Never happened, and she just like took the ball and ran.
I hit a freaking touchdown.
And
I ran the whole field for a touchdown.
So yeah, the whole Satan's apparently the main character's name is Dylan. Apparently I'm Dylan.
So I've got Satan and the Blackwater of Casadega. Steven's gonna be doing the audiobook for that one. So we'll have the ebook and the audiobook available on that. The Stalking Monster, I did the audiobook. I'm waiting on Philly to send that to me. Philly is so picky with everything he does. He wants it to be done right. So hopefully that'll be done in a couple days. Stephen will be not only reading the audiobook for the Blackwater of Casadega, he will be putting together the audiobook as well. So I'm really excited to get that over to him today.
Yay me.
I know. So I'm excited about that. And then after Satan, the next story that'll be out is called Dream Friend. And all of these stories, with the exception of Satan, that I release in the Dark Hour series, because it's all going to be in a book of short stories when I get back out on the road to do signings. Right now I'm releasing them as audiobooks and ebooks until I get back out. All of them, with the exception of Satan and the Stalking Monster, were written over 15 to 18 years ago. Me just sitting down and doing a bunch of short stories. I've got so many stories.
She's got a huge backlog.
Yeah.
Of work that just needs to be released.
I've got full-length novels that I haven't released. I'm kind of behind because of the stalking. You know, I was supposed to have this story out like a year ago. So I'm really, really behind, but I'm having fun now, and that's all that matters with getting all these stories put out. I really had a fun time doing the Stalking Monster and Satan, and the reason I have a good time doing those is because they're like psychological thrillers. They're not outright horror, and I think a lot of stuff that I do from here on out, with the exception of the stories coming out over the next couple months that are backlog, most of my stuff in the future is going to be psychological thriller and true crime.
Well, and part and parcel, it's almost, you know, partially by design, partially by desire. She wants to do it, but also to fit the marketplace per se. We'd gone over to Books A Million here in town, and the horror section, you know, like Stephen King and what's his face?
Dean Koontz.
Dean Koontz. There was like literally 1 4-foot
Peter
section. Yeah, 1 4-foot section, you know, from floor to ceiling, 4 foot wide. That was the only horror section. The rest of it was all horror science fiction, you know, the romantic.
Or just sci-fi.
The sci-fi, yeah. But it was like the
little green alien monsters.
Well, the vampire romance crap.
Okay.
Right.
Well, it's just
because people like that stuff, so don't knock it because you don't like it. But it has nothing to really do with us going to Books A Million. My dream has always been to do true crime.
And it just fits
and he
in.
knows that.
It fits in, but it's just to fit what the marketplace wants. It does line up with what the market demand is. And I guess that's the only, I mean, I didn't mean to rip on other people's work, but it just, that's what the marketplace wants. So it's a matter of fitting that. And it falls into what, you know, the direction that she's wanted to go.
That's my dream. So I've always wanted to
it just
do
works.
that. I go to sleep at night watching, what do I watch before I go to bed?
Chainsaw Massacre?
No.
I watch.
She's all about serial killers. I mean, I knew there were so many serial killers out there.
Well, yeah, I mean, look at that one TV show. I think they had they've been on like 12, 13 years, and everyone. It seems like there's 500,000 serial killers out there. That's all they catch every week is a serial killer.
Population pruning.
Maybe. Well,
Was that?
sorry, but we got a pretty good piece here, guys. Though.
Yeah, no, you want to come on here and let him rip on me a little bit with Blackwater of Cassadaga and just fill everyone in on a little backlog of what the Stalking Monster is all about. So, backstory. Sorry.
Well, and we were talking about backlog of other stories. But...
So the backstory of the Stalking Monster. It is not, I'm going to get this out now, it is not the actual true crime story that I am working on.
That is yet
that
to
has
come out.
not
That's
been released yet.
inspired
And that
by...
was called The Stalking of TRESSA GRAVES, The Monster of Melbourne. And that will be out when all of the legal stuff is out of the way.
Gets over, yeah.
The story is still being written.
It is, isn't it?
So
It's still unfolding.
But you guys go check me out, www.tressagraves.com. Got up all my social media.
TressaGraves.com.
All my social media sites and everything's over there. And you guys go check me out on Amazon now. And make sure you purchase a copy of The Stalking Monster. It's a 99-cent ebook download that I have a Facebook store. Facebook's gave me the check mark. It's official. You check out with PayPal, so it's pretty cool. I closed my store over on TressaGraves.com to just have it on Facebook because that's where all my fan base is basically.
Doing the TressaGraves.com. If everybody can go over to Facebook and go say hi to Jeff Scott, put a like or a love on his page. He's the one that did that. TressaGraves.com.
It was a video contest.
It was a video.
And now Jeff Scott actually did the music for the Dark Hour. So when you guys hear the
guitar
opening,
riff, that's Jeff Scott.
So Jeff Scott.
Go say hi to Jeff Scott. His mom is not long for it, having some severe health issues. Go show Jeff Scott some love and tell him that you have him and his mom in your prayers. So.
But thank you, Stephen, again.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks, guys.
All right. See you later.
Bye. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
There. Miss Tressa Graves is a good friend of mine, and we have lots of projects in the works together, and I'm a big fan and supporter of hers. And if you have not visited her website, TressaGraves.com, you need to do that. It's TressaGraves. TressaGraves.com. And she's actually a really talented young lady, and she's got a lot of cool things going on in the future that you guys are going to be really interested in. And we'll get to all that here in a bit, and she'll get to all that in a bit. But she's got her little hands into a lot of little things, man. So it's going to be cool stuff. But she asked me if I got a lot of this ringing and dinging. I apologize. She asked me if I would review a story that she has on the digital media. It's in printed media as well, I'm sure, but this is the digital media, and it's called The Lady in the Backyard. I said, sure, I'd be happy to listen to the digital story. It's actually very well done, the reading of it, and I think it's interesting. I think I read it right, that the guy who actually reads the story is autistic, so that's pretty spectacular because he does a bang-up job, and that's super cool right there. So, The Lady in the Backyard. I didn't know what to expect because I really have never read any of Tressa's books. She gave me one over at Screenville, and she signed it, but I haven't read it yet. I've just been, a busy guy and what have you. Somebody in here? I swear there's a ghost in this barn. I'm thinking about The Lady in the Backyard. I'm getting freaked out because it's a ghost story. So if you like a crazy, unpredictable ghost story, and it's only about 45 minutes long, but it's cool, and it would make a really good short story, a good movie, a good what have you. It's cool. And it had a lot of things going on in there that I didn't expect. And I don't want to give things away, but it's not a happy story. So if you like stories that are like, oh wow, like what the hell? What? Did that just happen? Are you kidding me? What? It was like that. It's like, that's jacked up, but in a very scary type of way. The Lady in the Backyard, you can buy it at TRESSAGRAVES.com, and it's only $7. Just go to the website and go to books, and it's a digital book, and it's definitely worth checking out. And after you listen to it, you'll see what I mean. That it'd make a good movie, and it's pretty scary, very stuff, man. So Holly and I were listening to it and getting kind of freaked out a little bit. So check it out, The Lady in the Backyard by Tressa Graves. It's a digital book, and you can find that on her website, TRESSAGRAVES.com, under books. And it's got the McCamey Manor stamp of approval. So you will enjoy it. So do that. All right. What else do I want to talk about? I have things here, and I forget. Oh, yeah. We're also going to do a T-shirt line here shortly. Tressa has a T-shirt line coming down in the works here, and she asked if I wanted to get involved with that, and do I want to get some T-shirts? And I'm like, well, yeah, because gee whiz, it's only been, I've been doing McCamey Manor now for like 40 years. It's about time that I actually maybe have some merchandise to get out there, right? And we all know I'm just too doggone lazy to do it myself because I'm working on the hunt and I'm working on stuff that I just don't bother with merchandise. But she's got a really cool artist, Chastity, and actually I have Holly. Look, Holly's also like an exceptional artist. But in fact, right now, what is Holly doing? She is in the house painting a mural on one of the walls of Frankie Avalon and Annette Funicello from the old Beach Blanket Bingo movies, and they're on the sand kissing. It's very cute. That's what she does, man. She does crazy murals. And she did that when she was in Vietnam for all those years. She did these big, gigantic paintings on the side of buildings, and it's cool stuff. So, since she kind of likes me a little bit, I was able to get her to do a couple things for me, like the Frankie Avalon and Annette Funicello mural of Beach Blanket Bingo, and it's cool. So that's what she's working on right now. But I digress or regress or whatever I do. So, yes, so Miss Tressa is coming out with T-shirts, which is cool. And she asked me, hey, Russ, do you think you might want to do a T-shirt line too? I'm like, well, sure, why not? So we're going to have her artist see if they can doctor up for us. And hopefully soon there'll be some McCamey Manor T-shirts that I'll have out there for you to buy. And that would be interesting, right? So, and that's through, I think, Bohemian Motions is what she's doing the T-shirts under. So that's kind of cool thing. So thanks, Tressa, for thinking of little old Russ. And there's some other cool things that I can't tell you about that Tressa has up her sleeve that she's kind of a manner with. And asked me to partake in a couple of really neat things. One of those is where I can show off my acting skill, which would be really interesting. If it really happens, it'll be quite entertaining and quite shocking. And I hope it does happen. She told me about it a couple of days ago, and I said, yeah, I'd be game for doing that. So I hope that works. And then Tressa's writing says, my staff can be seen at TRESSAGRAVES.com. And someone asked her, she says,